this short video I'm showing you how I mix up my chocolate brown colour. I start with a base of burnt sienna, in this case Peppo Studios Acrylics, and then I mix it with a variety of dark blue, yellow and green, and in this case I'm using the Royal and Lanicals dark ultramarine, yellow ochre and cadmium green. I find it easiest to mix up the paint colours before I add any water or medium such as the Floetrol or Liquitex pouring medium. I'm adding the colours, especially the blue, in small increments so that it doesn't overpower the burnt sienna and require me to put more of the base paint colour back in. It's important to mix the paints in thoroughly before you add any additional paint into your mix, because you won't know what the full colour is of the paint unless you incorporate each addition properly in order to ensure you get the right colour. This means making sure that you scrape around the bottom and the sides so that it's fully incorporated. I tend to find that a lot of the browns that you can buy off the shelf, especially the larger pots, tend to be a very reddish brown, and they don't have that lovely chocolate or espresso colour to them. That's why I'm adding a blue, a green and a yellow to the mix, just to take off the edge of the red and get much more of a chocolate brown colour. Once I'm happy with the colour, I give it a really good mix just to make sure that I have fully incorporated all the colours. As I had a lot of paint, I divided it in two and used Vallejo Pearl Medium to make one pot into an iridescent brown. I make sure that the undiluted paint doesn't fill more than 40% of the tub in which I'm using it, so that I've got plenty of room to add the Liquitex pouring medium, Floetrol and water so that I can mix it up to the desired consistency. I like to measure out my paints, but I tend to do it fairly roughly. I work on the basis of 2 part paint to 1 part pouring medium and 1 part Floetrol. The amount of water used varies greatly depending upon the brand, the colour and the amount of paint that you're using and the age of the paint. Older paints can be thicker, especially if you've got half-used tubs where they've been exposed to more oxygen, which thickens up the paint. I can't stress enough the importance of mixing your paint thoroughly to ensure that you really incorporate in the Liquitex pouring medium, Floetrol and water so that the body of the paint becomes one. To save time and effort, I mix up my paints in batches and store them in airtight Tupperware containers, which means they have a lot longer shelf life. As long as I keep the tubs out of the sun and in a room temperature environment, I can keep them and use them for a good 3 to 6 months. Before using any of my own mixed paints in a pour, I always check the consistency, as paint can dry out and lose some of its moisture over time, and you may need a different consistency depending upon the type of pour that you're going to do. I hope you found this short video on my paint mixing technique useful. I've got lots more videos on my YouTube channel. You can also see more of my art on my Facebook page, Wealie Arts, and my Instagram feed, again, Wealie Arts. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye.